Greetings, greetings. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I am your host, Chantel Sierta Shakim, coming in today for my day number 134 of going live, tapping into universal energy, playing with my little girl, allowing myself to be seen, heard, witnessed, and just to play. So the question of the day is, do you want to play? That's what I was asked. Do I want to play? As the lovers jumps out of the deck. Okay. So, they are jumpy, and they're doing a lot. But do you want to play? Do you want to play in this energy of love? Do you want to play in this? Another one just jumped out. New foundation sent from above. Okay. This is where we channel in the universal energy. We're tapping into the God presence that is supporting us all in our journey. And they ask, do you want to play? You have more than enough to do what you want to do, be who you want to be, and have what you want to have. But are you willing to play? Ooh. Are you willing to see the chaos and the destruction and also look for the surprises? Are you ready to play? Or do you want to play? This is where we're tapping into the knowingness. What do you know for sure? How do you know that you are on the right track? How do you know that everything is going to work out? Sometimes you don't, but sometimes you do, okay? Even in the midst of these challenges, you get to choose what comes next. And that's where the knowing comes in, okay? That is 5 cards. We'll take 2 more, please. And they both flew out over there. So it takes strength. And it does take making sure your cup is full, because this is called the game of life and how to play it and how to play it to win. This has been a journey that I've been on personally, but I'm also on the journey collectively. So as I look at these cards, I'm just really tapping into the energy of what it says as the lovers show up. Are you ready to play in a way that meets all of your passion and your purpose? Are you willing to play in partnership with those who see you, who witness you, who can support you in your journey? And you support them as well. As you begin to create a new foundation, welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. I'm your host, Chantel Sierta Shakim, your holistic self-care practitioner and soul guide. I come in here to read tarot, tap into universal energy, speak from my own divine consciousness, and pull some oracle cards in the process. So we're building on this foundation of play. Are you willing to play with your life? Are you willing to play intentionally? Knowing that everything you need is available. Knowing that everything you have is to be shared, is to be expanded on in this universal energy of play. Understanding that right smack dab in the middle is the Tower. And the Tower card can mean chaos and destruction, or it can truly mean surprises. So as I'm looking at this, it's aligning to the surprises that what dreams may come. How are you playing with your thoughts? How are you playing with your imagination? How are you playing with the things you know for sure? As the universe begins to open every door and reveal to you the path that you should walk. It does take being courageous, but it also takes showing compassion, not only to those around you, but to yourself. As you begin to bring this harmony, this musical dance into your reality. Dancing with the chaos, dancing with the surprises, embracing the good and releasing the bad, if you were to say, to maintain this full cup for yourself. Are you playing in a way that your cup is full? Are you playing in a way that you have found yourself with a half full cup? What are you playing with? And are you ready to play? Are you ready to play with how good it can get? That's an energy that I've been playing with most frequently, and there was another word there, but I lost it. So yes, learning to play with life and knowing that we get to win. And the more you play with life, the more you allow your creative expression to begin to show you the next step, the more you will get, the more you will get to enjoy, the more fun you will have with life. And this is the space where Good Vibes Lounge shows up, learning to see the good in all, and bringing and attracting and creating atmospheres so that you can enjoy more of it. Because this world is truly here for us to enjoy, be in joy. Enjoy the life that you've been given by showing gratitude. Gratitude brings more opportunities for things to be thankful for. As I come on here every day, I am thankful that I get to tap into these cards and see what Spirit has to say, knowing that it really is the God in me speaking in this space of judgment. As it came out yesterday, it says, I understand that everyone has their own unique path and challenges. So we all are playing this game of life. And this card came out again yesterday. Friendship. Okay, and y'all seen I was shuffling them. So friendship says, I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason. So as I'm pondering those words, of judgment and friendship, followed by indecision, I use my intuition in all aspects of life. And we'll take one more before I expand on what I'm hearing here. In this judgment and friendships and indecisions, and knowing that failure, in fact, is not an option. And it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. So this is where we're going to go into our soul's path message. And judgment is a thing that often keeps us stuck and stagnant and in these limiting beliefs and low vibrational energies, because we're judging our lives in the way that we show up based on what we see around us. This is not the way it was intended. It was intended to bring harmony, to bring balance, and to allow you to see your reflection and understand the challenges that each individual soul has. It's not to compare, it's not to compete, it's to truly find your own essence. And these friendships that you come into are here to mirror you, to grow you, to expand you, to show you yourself so that you can grow, glow, and flow. But the problem comes in when we begin to be in this space of indecision, really wondering, is this truly the life for me? Am I truly about this life? Am I truly connected with these friends and these partnerships and these jobs and these situations in right alignment? And oftentimes the stagnation comes when we're out of alignment or when we're being told to move and we stay still. So we have to use discernment. We have to use our intuition. And it says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life, understanding that our intuition is that still small voice. That small voice that is saying, hey, go over here, or you might not want to do that. Or, is that truly your friend? Or is this something that is yours? Because oftentimes, me speaking from my own personal experience, being an empath and being able to feel people's feels, often in the early part of my expansion, was about me seeing that as me, like, oh my God, why do I feel this way, and judging and questioning and going over these things over and over, when in fact they weren't even mine, where I should have just surrendered, liberated myself from it, and got back to the heart of my I am, which is I am love, I am safe, I am protected, I'm guided and directed, I have everything I need, and I can do this. I'm strong enough to do the difficult things, and I can trust, in fact, my knowing. Even in the midst of chaos and destruction, I can stay firmly grounded, 10 toes down, and remain and allow my cup to remain full as I continue to fill it with those things that I love, that I desire, knowing that failure, in fact, is not an option. We don't fail. We just don't learn the lesson. So when we don't learn the lesson, the continuation of that cycle continues until we do. And it says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. Today we are standing on new foundation. We are tapping into this new way of being, understanding that we get to play with our reality. We get to play in this vast ocean of infinite possibilities, and everything is unique to you. Everything is unique to me. But when we can begin to play in this energy of I am Umbutu, that's what I heard, Umbutu. I am because you are, or I am because you are. We are one, and we all are growing, we are all expanding if we so choose. Sometimes it's difficult to make new decisions. Sometimes it's difficult to go a path that your friends may not be going. Sometimes it may be difficult to overstand in the place of your own authority, being able to self-regulate, being able to know, being able to fix your crown in the process, knowing that everything is working for you. This has been a work that I've constantly revisited, constantly went into, and as we come into this Taurus new moon coming up tomorrow, this is the energy that we are being called to as a collective and as individuals. How are you showing up? How are you honoring yourself in an energy of play? Releasing those things that may not allow you to move in the way you want to move. When I move, you move, just like that. You know, sometimes we have to move in that energy of joy. When was the last time you were in a place of joy? When was the last time you were able to laugh? When was the last time you were able to just laugh at yourself? Like, oh my God, did I just do that? Yes. Okay, these are the things that help us find more opportunities to be thankful that we get to do this. We get to experience life, and life more abundantly. So we're going to tap into the energy of the ancestors, but briefly I will go back to my thought on judgment and friendships. Sometimes, you know, judgment is not a judgment against someone else. Judgment is only understanding that everything and every person has their own unique challenges. We have our own unique towers in this experience, and we have to know that without judging an individual, right? Without saying, you know, I wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda, as I talked about yesterday, but honoring the friendships to allow them to teach you how to play with yourself, right? How to play in the energy of knowing that everyone is reflecting a part of me, whether it's an old part, a new part, or just not a part at all, but definitely a part of the consciousness. So we get to decide, and you have to be very clear. So it was judgment, it was friendship, it was indecision, and it was failure. So this space of failure, so when you are in that space of indecision, that's where you find that you learn the biggest lessons, right? You have to choose. You know, the Bible talks about choose ye this day. Who you will serve, what you will serve, where you will stand in your I am, and know that you are being sent for such a time as this, and that there are people waiting for you, those divine connections, those divine friendships. But you have to be sure of what you hope for and certain of what you do not see yet, but believing that failure is not an option. As the deviant shows up again, this is that chaos and destruction. When you get into that space, what do? Does your survival mentality set in and you go into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn? What do you do in the midst of chaos and destruction? Do you shrink or do you shine brighter? Do you get bigger? Do you say this is what it is and hold 10 toes down, as my sister would say, and not wiggling it? Okay? This is a new foundation. This is some new information, some new intel, I'll say. Intel of the spirit, teaching us how to stand on it. Stand on it, you know? Stand on what you believe for your life, even in the midst of chaos and destruction. Don't get distracted. Understand that you can trust the path as the shaman shows up, okay? You have to trust the path, knowing that you are everything is dependent on you. Everything is dependent on how you play in the energy of what's being attracted to you. Everything is an opportunity to grow, to evolve, to expand, and to attract that which you desire. But sometimes we shrink back, we get smaller, we start speaking the negative or limiting beliefs, and we don't get it, and we wonder why. Because you have not filled your cup to the capacity to be able to hold everything that you envision. This is how we play, y'all. Do you want to play? Do you want to play with what you know? What you know for sure, the visions, the dreams, knowing that if you can see it, you can have it. If you can envision it, you can embody it. This is a collective work, but it is an individual journey. Each of us are journeying through this life cycle, learning what it is we need to learn. And sometimes it does take the tower. It does take the chaos. It does take the destruction. It does take eliminating those things, those old beliefs, those limiting beliefs, the old stories, the old trauma, the things that were done to you. It takes allowing that chaos and destruction to be forgiven, to be loved, to be recognized as what they were, so that you can begin to trust the path that it is taking you down because of it, you know, or taking you up. We gonna ring that in. Taking you up through it, you know. The only way to your new destination is through the pain, is through the trauma, is through the limiting beliefs. And this is where you become the lion and the lamb. This is where you have to show up and be courageous, to be compassionate, and to know that you are protected, guided, and directed, and that everything is within you. You have the key that unlocks every door, but you have to choose. You have to choose to keep your cup full so that when the chaos and the destruction comes, it's not going to deplete you. It's not going to make you second guess what you know for sure. It's not going to put you in this indecision. As it says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Intuition, imagination, seeing it before it happens, seeing it from the end and being thankful for it. This is all universal practices. These are all universal laws that really help us play with life in a way that supports us, that nourishes us, that allows us to align with the truth of who we are, and the God essence, the source energy, the creator energy that we have been sent to be. Woo! I give thanks for that. Keeping my cup full, y'all. Filling your cup. That is the key. The more you speak the truth of what you desire, the more the universe has to show up and show it to you. The next cards, we haven't went into this deck on this platform yet, but I often pull the Moonology cards. And as we are going into the new moon in Taurus, we're going to get a collective energy card for my audience, for those that come into my platform, those of you who watch me on YouTube on the Circle of Sister Table Talk page. This is for us. You know, this is the collective energy of those that may often find themselves navigating dysregulation, navigating spiritual awakening, while still finding your true identity. This is a message for us today. You know, in knowing that the way you show up is why the world shows up the way it does for you. You know, it's all energy. It's all energy, and it's based on what you believe. So the card that comes out from the Moonology is take time to breathe out. Whew, and I had just done that, y'all. So we're going to ring that in. Take time to breathe out. It is the disseminating moon. And the disseminating moon, I'm going to see if I can read it from my board over here. Disseminating moon. Disseminating moon. We're going to read it from the book, okay? Just because I want to be clear. But I'm feeling like the disseminating moon is shadowing this energy. Re-establishing your foundation. Getting clear about what you want out of this life incarnation. We give thanks. Because the disseminating moon is a powerful moon. As we look at it, I'm just captivated by the peace that I see here. Finding that space to rise above everything that may limit you, that may tell you that you're not worthy, that you're not good enough, that you're not pretty enough, that you're not smart enough, that you're not wise enough, rich enough. All of those stories, all of the things that keep you from shining bright, even in the darkness. Yeah, that part. Rising above it to get a clear perspective. To get a clear perspective and begin to shine your light in the world unapologetically. So we're going to read from the book here, this disseminating moon, because, yeah, we want to give the author credit. Ooh, and it's given me time to center and ground in this energy that came in so strong. Ooh, 34. Okay, it's on page 34. And it says, take time and breathe out. The attunement with this energy, it says, the intensity of the full moon is abate. And what you are left with, and what are you left with, okay? That's what this card is asking you. It suggests that the situation you're asking about has now peaked, and it is time for you to regroup and learn from your experiences rather than blindly forging ahead. Have faith that what is happening is for the best. Try to accept the way things are now and give yourself and others time to time out to relax. Breathe. We can't be on all the time. If you feel you have hit an obstacle or even failed in some way, now is your time to reflect on how to do things differently. This is a perfect card. Be honest with yourself. If you feel bad about your current situation, and then remind yourself that life goes in cycles. What goes up must come down. Then it says, am I where I want to be? And am I okay with this? Am I where I want to be? And am I okay with this? You should know where you stand either now or very soon. You need to take some time out for your own good. Back to this, y'all. Filling your own cup. It is time for you to share your wisdom and experiences with someone else. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Welcome in. That's what I was talking about. We are all in this collective experience, but we're on our own individual journey. We have to choose. What is this journey looking like for me? Or what do I want it to look like for me? How do I want to show up? And then put action behind it. This is really, really good. It says the disseminating moon is the first moon phase after the explosion of the energy that comes with the full moon. No matter when you pick this card, it suggests that you are at a more tranquil part of the life cycle of whatever situation you are asking about. This is not the ideal time to start something new. The disseminating moon is the time to breathe out. Give yourself some time off and think about what has passed. We'll ring that in. So yeah, what is it? What is it that you've learned in this process? What is it that has come up? What things and limiting beliefs and cycles have you seen on repeat? That it's like, how is that working out for you? How is that working out for you? And if it is not working out, how can you move forward on a new foundation? Loving on yourself. Knowing that you have more than enough. You have everything that you need. Even in the midst of chaos and destruction, you can choose to find that space of strength and compassion for yourself. Knowing, going in, so you don't do without. Knowing that everything you need is within you. But you have to bring it out by beginning to fill your cup. Filling your cup, making decisions, knowing that endings are not the end, they're just new beginnings. But you have to breathe. Breathe. And this breath work, y'all, that I have been doing, which I will be facilitating at my retreats coming up monthly, is a conscious breath work. A conscious breath healing, as Koa Webb talks about, and she's the coach who teaches this type of breath work. Breathing in without words, but allowing your spirit, your cha, your energy, your breath, your life to bring out those things that no longer serve you, so that you can truly begin to have space, to take up space, to fill your cup with what comes next, so that you can win the race. You know, it's a collective race, but a collective race, play on words, give thanks. We are collectively building this new world. And as we show up in safety, in security, in wholeness, in knowing that we are worthy, in knowing that there's more than enough to go around, that there's no competition, that you can take the time to just be. We're going to ring that in. Take the time to just be you. Not chasing clout, not trying to show up in ways that don't align as you are trying to figure it out. Sometimes it's that isolation and introspection of the loner. Sometimes I got to find myself alone. Find yourself alone, right? Literally, you find yourself when you can get alone with yourself. And then become your own guru, the shaman, the guru, the guide, and trust the path. Trust where you are being led, even if you've never been that way before, because there's something new. And you have to play in that energy to begin to receive that which is there for you. This is a time to breathe out. Breathe out everything that no longer serves you, to be able to make space for what does. As the disseminating moon showed up, as I was shuffling, one chakra card fell on the floor. Let me get it. Okay, so you can't make it up. It's the inner child, okay? She said, yes, I am here. I am she is me. So this is that energy that calls me out to play in doing these readings. So the inner child is like thinking about how children show up unapologetically, and knowing that they have access to everything that they can see, or even what they think they may want, and they are in tune to wanting to receive it, whatever it costs. They don't even understand the cost. They just know it's for them and they want it and they're gonna get it. And they do. In most cases, it's like everybody wants to please the child. Do you want to please your child? Do you want to play with your child, your inner child, the part of you that now supports you in finding who you really are, outside of the titles, outside of the profession, outside of the roles, but as your divine essence that was sent into this world to create, to be created. Woo, that was deep. Yeah, play with that inner child, knowing that you get to choose. You get to have it all. The universe, our godparents, are there to support us. You know, air, fire, water, earth, everything that creates life and life more abundantly. You can't make it up, y'all. Life purpose. All we have to do is show up and walk through the door. Say, hey, this is what I want. This is what I want to play with. This is what I want to experience and expand on. This is what I want to get more familiar with. How does it feel to be in this space of abundance? How does it feel to be in this space of creation and being able to do the things I love without limitation? How does it feel to be able to speak my truth without the condemnation or the expectation or the what is the other word? The expectation of others, you know, just being able to be you, doing what you love to do. This is the energy that I was called into today. Play with your life. Play in the energy of your I am. Begin to align in ways that you never could imagine to living your best life now. It's not to say that the towers are not going to show up. It's not to say that chaos and destruction is not going to show up. But what is going to also show up is an opportunity for you to fill your cup and truly walk into the life purpose that has everything that you desire awaiting. Trusting the path. Trusting the path. Knowing that everything, when you can really set in that vibration of everything is always working out for me, that was an affirmation that changed the projection of my life. Because yes, everything is always working out for me. Everything is always working out for you. But our misalignment with that truth allows us to repeat cycles and stay in loops. So we have to really begin to reconnect our mind to the new program of where everything is divine. It's not a fake it till you make it. It's an alignment. It's a anchoring and grounding into universal law, the creative, what is it called? The creative canvas that we all get to create. And then begin to illuminate. So you have to stabilize in even the idea that you get to create this. If you can't ground and stabilize in that energy, or even in the energy of, I'm going to play with life, whatever feels comfortable to you, this is your anchor. This is how you begin to grow, to expand, to begin to be able to have the space to liberate yourself from the things that keep you in cycles that don't serve. Woo! You have to begin to release the limitation. So who says you can't have everything you want? Maybe your finances, in some cases. Maybe it's a belief system. Maybe it's a generational pattern of, this is all I've ever seen. Release it. Release it if it doesn't serve where you are seeing yourself at the end of having everything you need, everything you want, everything you desire, creating in a space of servitude to yourself and to the world around you. Because we are the light in the darkness. And the more we can light it up, the more we can see manifestations taking place quicker and quicker and quicker. We illuminate the world and we awaken to the truth of our own intuition. Wait. Your intuition is your navigation system. That still small voice that sometimes makes you a little bit uncomfortable. But you know, ooh, it feels so good. So I'm going to trust it. And when you do, you see the outcome. You see it generate. You see it bring forth a purpose for your life. No longer am I going to continue in the cycles that don't serve me. I am purposefully moving in the direction of how good it can get. And when things are aligning, even in the chaos and destruction, I'm moving into how good it can get. I'm moving into failure is not an option. I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. We're learning, we're growing, we're expanding, and we are nourishing this childlike behavior, the childlike innocence, to know that everything that we need, everything that we desire, even our most radical dream is available, and even greater works shall you do. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love it. This is the message for today. I am so grateful for this space. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to share. I'm so grateful that I am continuing every day to align with the things that I say, you know, as Spirit continues to show me how good it can get, how great is this experience called life. Take time to breathe. Take time to connect with your I am. Take time to adjust your crown and know that you are worthy. You are worthy of all the love. You are worthy to recreate and start over if you need to. You are worthy to receive. Ooh, that energy came in. You are worthy to know that it can get better. It can get better. But it takes courage, it takes strength, it takes compassion, and it takes you filling your cup first. Me first, then you. Giving to myself allows me to have something to give to you. So I am your soul guide, holistic self-care practitioner, Chantel Sierra Shakim. If you haven't already, you can watch all of my 365-day journey on my YouTube page called Circle of Sister Table Talk Podcast. And yeah, check in tomorrow. I'll be back again. Today was day number 134, and I'm continuing to show up and opening up every door as I play with my little child, my inner child, and I explore, trusting that path of the shaman as I go, knowing that there's no room for indecision. I am very clear that I'm looking for how good it can get each and every day, and I'm leading it with gratitude. I use my intuition in all aspects of my life, speaking the truth with love and a space of gratitude. Write your gratitude list tonight. Think about what you're thankful for, what you're grateful for, and allow that energy to allow you to sleep in the space of filling your cup so that more will be attracted to you. So until next time, I'm your host, Chantel Sierra Shakim, speaking out and fixing crowns in the process. Peace and love. Good night.